everyone, today I'm going to be doing this fun, bright, festive look, sort of rainbow inspired, and the idea for this look actually came from one of my subscribers on my Facebook channel. She is only 16 years old and she absolutely has this enthusiasm and this passion for trying out so many different makeup looks and being, creative. And she actually messaged me asking me some advice, and she did link her album to me just for me to check it out and just to take a look at the look. And I came across this one picture that she had. I will link it in the description box, and I absolutely love the colors of that particular look. It is very similar to what I have on today, and I did message her and tell her that I would be very much interested in doing a tutorial that was inspired by the look that she had. And the reason why I did this tutorial is obviously for two reasons. The first reason being that I loved the picture that she had. I loved the way the colors looked together. It was very inspirational. But the second reason is that I get so many emails from you guys saying that I am an inspiration, and what I do really inspires you guys to try new things and to attempt things that you normally would not have in terms of makeup application. And this is just my way of saying to you all that as much as you see that I inspire you, you guys also inspire me. So if you want to see how to recreate this look, please keep watching. And if you have any requests or any suggestions for looks that I should do in the future, please feel free to message them to me. Thank you so much. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to prime our lids, and I'm using my e.l.f. eyelid primer. I want to put this all over the entire lid. We are going to use a base, and this is NYX Jumbo Pencil Milk, and this is a depotted. And I'm just going to pick up a fluffy brush, and I'm going to dip into that and blend it all over the entire lid. I'm just going to flip this brush over, and there's a flat end on this brush, and I'm going to dip a little bit of the milk on that, and I'm just going to get the inner corner and the lower lash line of my lower lid. It doesn't have to be perfect because I actually skipped my concealer. When you're working with brighter colors, it's best to apply your foundation if you will, if you must, but what I suggest is leave out the concealer. That way if you have any fallout, it's easier to clean up, and then the concealer sort of makes everything look nice and crisp. So once we're done with that, I am actually going to be using, this is my Starry palette, and this is pretty inexpensive, and I'm using the first color, which is essentially just a white with sort of a dual chrome gold, and I'm picking that up on a little brush, on just a regular shadow brush, and I'm going to place that along the inner corner of the eye. Just to brighten up the inner corner a bit. And once that's done, I'm actually going to be using my Sugar Pill quads today. And the first quad we'll be using is the Burning Heart quad, which looks like this. And I'm going to be using the yellow color, that's sort of a buttercup yellow up there. And using the same brush that I used previously, I'm going to really load up that brush with the color and just sort of pack that color on. And all of these colors that we're using today need to stay underneath the crease line. So I'm making sure to really pack this color on so that I get a good amount of vibrancy from it. And then just sort of blend a little bit into the inner corner where we place that sort of golden white. Once that's done, I'm going to pick up the orange in that palette, which is called Flame Point. Using the same brush, and I'm overlapping very, very lightly over that yellow, and I'm not concentrating on blending right now. It's more or less getting the color intensity to where I need it before we start to blend. Okay, so once that's done, I'm actually going to use the red in this palette, which is called Love Plus, which is this one here, and I'm going to mix that with Dolly Pop, which is in the other sugar pill quad called Sweetheart, which is a very vibrant, bright pink. That's this one right here. And I'm going to mix the two and place them right next to that purple. You can substitute these colors for whatever it is you have. So any yellow, any orange, any reddish pink or bold pink will substitute very well. Just use what you have. Now what I'm doing is I'm just picking up a little bit of the orange and I'm going over where those colors meet. So wherever there's a harsh line, you just want to lightly dab using a little bit of extra product, and what that does is it blends in the colors without really taking away from the intensity. Right, so once that's done, I'm going to use a very small detail brush, which is like a smudge brush, and dip into that deep blue. And I'm going to just create a little bit of an outer V at the edge of my eye and blend it in ever so lightly with that hot pink that we have on the lid. Now I'm doing a tiny bit of a cut crease, just about halfway in. So once that's done, I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the pink and red combination and just sort of go over where those colors meet, because I want to really have a nice transition between the two. I'm going to pick up a fluffy blending brush or a crease brush that looks like this, and I'm going back to my Burning Heart quad, and I'm going to be using that purple called Poison Plum. So any deep rich purple will do. Picking up just a little bit on the tip of that brush and starting from the outer edge just above that indigo blue that we placed there. I'm just going to layer this color right in that crease. And again, you want to really build up the color intensity. And we're not taking it too far towards the inner corner of the eye. And then you can give it a little bit of a blend so that the indigo and that purple can sort of come together. Now because this purple is a bit harsh, I'm just going back in with a little bit of the Dolly Pop, which is that bright pink that we used, and blending out the very top edge of that purple, ever so slightly. I am taking a clean brush that looks like this, and I'm going back into that first color that we used along the inner corner, along the tear duct, which is that whitish duochrome gold. And I'm dipping a little bit into that. I'm going right up underneath the brow bone with this color. And I'm also going to be bringing it down ever so lightly onto that pink, just so that we have a little bit of a blend going on. And whatever's left on my brush, I'm just going to sweep along the inner part of the eye, just to blend everything out along the inner corner. Now for the bottom lash line, what we're going to do is I'm going to pick up a smudge brush, which looks like this, and I'm going to dip a little bit of the blue, and this is in my Sweetheart palette, and this blue is called After Party, which is this gorgeous bright blue. And I'm going to place that along the inner part of the lower lash line. just till about halfway. And using that same brush, without bothering to clean it off, I'm going into Midori, which is this bright green. And again, I'm going to fill out the outer half of that lower lash line and blend the blue and the green where they meet. Good. So once that's done, what I do at this point in time is I take a fine tipped angled liner brush and I dip into a little bit of that original indigo blue color, this very deep indigo blue, and I go right up underneath the lower lashes and I smudge that color just along the outer edge of that lash line. And this is for a little bit of depth along the outer edge. And you want to keep this mainly in those lower lashes. Okay, so last thing for the eyes, I am going to take a regular black eyeliner and I'm just going to line along the lower waterline, all the way from the outer edge of the eye to the inner edge of the eye. Next, I'm going to use my liner brush and my gel liner. You can use whatever liner you are comfortable using. And I am going to line from the inner corner of the eye, creating just a little bit of a pointed end towards the inner tear duct, and then wing it out along the outer edge of the eye. So once we're done with that, we are just going to add false lashes to the upper lash line, and I'm going to be using the Mod Lash number 45, which looks like this. And I'm also going to be applying a heavy coat of mascara to my bottom lash line, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Pulse Perfection. Last thing I want to do for the eyes, once we've finished applying the mascara and the false lashes, I am going in with my concealer, and I'm using that same fluffy brush that I used to apply the milk on my eyelids. And I'm just going to use this. The brush helps you have a little more control so that you don't go and just smudge away everything that you've done. Now for the cheeks, I'm using my Milani Minerals blush, and this is in Mai Tai, and I'm using that with a stippling brush because this color is quite vibrant and I don't really want a lot of color. Now I'm also using this in the way that you would use a contour color, just a little bit along the cheekbone and a tiny amount on the apples of the cheeks. Now for the lips, I'm actually going to use a lip liner, and this is an LA Girl Endless Lip Liner, and this is in Pink Coffee, which is a very hot pink. I'm going to line the entire lip. And I'm just going to blend it out using my fingers. Now the last thing I'm going to do is use a very bright, like Barbie pink, and this is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams, and this is in Milan. Looks like this. I absolutely love these. I will have a review coming up on them soon.